test. Test. Test.
Test 1 2 testing 1 2. Test 1 2 1 2 test 1 2. Test 1 2 1 2 test. Test 1 2 test 1 2 testing 1 2. What about the PFL?
I don't think that really does anything.
Test 1 2. Oh wait, there we go. What'd you touch? Test 1 2. No, that has to be on. Yeah. Test 1 2. Yeah. Test 1 2 testing 1 2. There you go.
But it's really staticky. That's what we got.
Understood.
I think it's because the equalizer's actually. Testing. I'm not. And I'm.
I like that. I want to make sure that that's ready to go.
Get this guy turned off for you.
All right, I'm Bert Brocker
It's Gerald McNeil to you live here.
from,
University of Houston Stadium. Go ahead with it, Bert, because this is going to be a really good one this evening.
Joe, we're here at TDECU Stadium, and what a beautiful facility it is. This is a total renovation. And we were here last week with Rob Lynch. We called the Pearland game, and, just what a great time we had. So here we go. Manvel is the only team that upset Pearland this year. They come in here ranked, depending on which poll you look at, 2, 3, or 4 in the state of Texas. And, this Fort Bend Travis team comes in here with Coach Cunningham and just excited about where they're at tonight and really looking for a great matchup here tonight. You had an opportunity today to go out to Manvel and spend some time with the 6A Player of the Week from the Pearland Manvel game, Mr. King, who at the current time has, I believe it's 30 offers from D1 schools in front of him already.
I think it's just 30 of the ones that he likes. He's getting off about everybody in the country. He's that good.
Yes, he is. And like I said, we got an opportunity to call that game, and he was just unbelievable. The plays he made, the way he moved around, his poise in the pocket, not panicking, finding somebody down the field. So without doubt, this Fort Bend team tonight is going to have to play some defense in the manner of making sure number 10 is has a spy on him just to make it lightly. Somebody is going to have to make sure they are watching him closely tonight.
There's no question about that. Getting a chance to visit with Deatrick, Mr. King, he is just a wonderful kid, Bert. He was very humble. The very first thing he said is, one team, one pulse. I do it for my teammates. So I just came across that Coach Martin has just done a wonderful job with his team because the character of that staff and the players that I talked to today were tremendous. And they're not looking past Travis. They say Travis has a very good team. They got a lot of athletes. So, I know they know they're much more talented and they're the favorites this evening. But I look forward for them to come out smoking and not take this team lightly.
Well, we were watching them warm up. They've got some big kids out there, and they've got some lanky, not only tall, but we were watching them throw passes and out here in formations and stuff. And you can clearly see these guys, we're here in the playoffs, and they plan on being competitive in this game. And without doubt, they're gonna come out here and they're gonna play for play. They're gonna do everything within their power to get a victory here because, one of the things that you talk about playoffs, state of Texas got a lot of good football. And, we talked about it last week. When you lose a game, you go home. You don't get an opportunity to play next week. So these guys out here understand, what tonight means. And that means that they come out here prepared. They've got a game plan. And then, it'll be curious to see the execution side of it because without doubt, this Manvel team is a powerhouse. And they're not ranked where they are in the nation and in the state of Texas, without clearly bringing a team out here that's going to be wide open. I've seen 5 receivers a lot, which a lot of coaches have seen that throughout the year when they face up against this team. And they just pretty much put the ball in number 10's hand, let him go through his read progressions. And, speaking of that, I got an opportunity. What Adidas does for the state of Texas with this 7-on-7 football, I had an opportunity this summer to help coach the Taft City Eagles team that went there. I don't know if I necessarily coach. I got an opportunity to be on the sideline with them and had a really, really fun time. But, I got to see these kids out there this summer throwing the ball around. Allen was there, Coppers Cove. There was a lot of really, really good programs there. Lake Travis was there. It's just there was a lot of flinging the ball around. And, the cool part about that is, Gerald, is you're watching these offenses. You see Chip Kelly and what he's done, throughout his progressions on now even moving to the NFL. It's not necessarily the run and shoot per se, but without a doubt, the game has changed because a lot of speed. You were one of those guys, and I'll let you talk a little bit about yourself. You were one of those receivers.
Well, let me tell you what's interesting about that. And let me tell you why the game is changing. We've had so many concussions, so many fears where we're talking about knocking heads, right? So and I think it starts from the top down. So what is the NFL, collegiate, and high school has done is like, listen, that grinding and hitting each other upside the head is not necessarily appropriate all the time. So we're going to make it a spread out, wide open type games where the injury level is not so fierce. So I will tell you now, to run and shoot, I didn't have to come back and crack black and block a guy who was 260 pounds. You're right, I went out and I caught balls, but I was able to stay out in the open. You're getting hit one or two people. And I just think the fast pace and the way our society is, we're trying to cut back on all the injuries as much as we get them as we can. You know, I just think that's the way our game is going to go. And that trend is going to continue. There's no doubt about that, because this state does a tremendous job, like you're saying, developing that 7-on-7. And now everybody across the country, what are they doing? You're looking in the nation. You're looking
exactly.
at TCU, Baylor, Oregon. Those teams are wide. I mean, you can call it what you want. I call it a run and shoot, because they're wide open.
Absolutely.
They spread that ball around with 5 wide receivers, and they force you to go against them and not be like the traditional Alabama, Auburn, LSU, grind it out, battle out. So I see a lot of those players, and guess what? A lot of these coaches around the country, guess what? They're going to that because they know they can compete, and if you got to go up against somebody that's a powerhouse, it's a good way to, make sure that you're in the game.
And where I got an opportunity to meet you at is the, Texas Legends, because you are, a great here from this state, played with the Oilers, played with the Cleveland Browns, and of course was a Baylor legend. And, and that's got to be a great feeling for you. But, you're absolutely correct in what you said. I've known Eric Winston a long time. He's now the president of the NFL Players Association. And, at the end of the day, they're going to have to change the game. And it's really made it more exciting. They've taken the leading with your head, on the tackles coming across, hitting a defenseless receiver. And, the old days,
No, man.
when you went across that middle.
It was smelling salt.
Yes.
It was smelling salt.
And-
it really
and-
was, Bert, in the old days, like you said. So,
And the game is changing. There's no doubt about that.
No question. Yeah, they're making it more exciting. Let me tell you the one thing that they've realized from that. So far, and this was an interesting stat I heard throughout the week. And I know we're talking about in the professional level, but it lets us know just how big high school football is. Right now, we're talking about the top 40 broadcast, games that we've had. We're just talking about broadcasts. It doesn't have to be games. We're just talking about TV shows. The last 38 of them have been NFL football games. I mean, and that just says that they want excitement. They're gonna look. And I know it's exciting sometimes to see two great defenses brawl it out, and you get some 7-6 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, 2 field goals being scored against a touchdown.
I don't believe you're going to see that here tonight.
You're just not going to see
There won't
that
be
a
no
lot.
7-6 here
That
tonight.
ball's going to be flying, and this was interesting. You said I went over to visit Manvel. One of the first things that Mr. King said to me, he says, "You know what, Mr. McNeil, I can't tell you how much our team was hurt by the loss we had to Katy last year. We know what that felt like. We don't want to feel it again, and we cried for quite some time." So I
he's
can
just
see
a junior.
that he's
That's-
just a
that's-
junior.
That's
So
the part about this whole deal.
A lot of
he
pain
is a
there.
junior, and he comes, like I said, these kids remember, and every one of these kids, even if they don't go on to college somewhere, when they walk out of here, if they're a senior this year and they step off of this field, every one of us remember. You remember the games later on. There's no doubt about that.
And he said he wanted to make sure and bring a state championship to his seniors, and they vowed to do that. And he says that's what keeps him motivated, because I quite frankly asked, it's tough to see them go week in and week out, and they're scoring 40 and 50 points. How do you stay up? How do you stay motivated? He says, I just keep thinking about them tears and all that felt in that locker room. And I want to tell you, this is a team on a mission, and it was quite evident when I went over to the school today.
Well, like I said, there's no doubt this is going to be a great game tonight. It's leading in. You got Pearland that's actually playing Dickinson tonight. You've got, out of our district, up in the Humble Independent School District, you got K Park taking on George Ranch tomorrow, which we'll have that game live at 4 o'clock. And, it's just looking through there. Go through some of the games there, Gerald. I see you have it there in front of you.
Well, one of the interesting things is I'm going to start out. It looks like Katie's going to be playing Memorial. The one thing that Coach Martin did tell me earlier today is he says, Well, right now, Coach, you know what? I'm just trying to focus, and if we can get fortunate and blessed enough that we can get to that game after Thanksgiving, that's what I'm shooting to.
Absolutely.
And that will put him probably matched up against Katy. Katy has good Memorial team, by the way, that's not going to lie down. And, of course, the winner of that game will play Cypress Woods and Katy Taylor, and that's who we're going to play the winner of. So, you know, we've got a nice little quadrant in that region. And I'm going to tell you now, those are going to be some exciting games. But I think everybody is pointing to another rematch of Katy Manvel, knowing that that's going to be a great game, probably going to be somewhere Reliant.
Well, we're going to go back here to the field in just a minute. Looking forward to an exciting game here. And see y'all here in about 10 minutes away from kickoff here at TDECU Stadium.
Great. Huh? Hoka Hanks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to TDECU Stadium for tonight's University Interscholastic League 5-district playoff game featuring the Fort Wayne Travis Tigers and the Manvel Mavericks. And now for the exchange of the Good Sportsmanship gift representing Manvel High School and members of the Manvel Student Council. Officers, President Diamond Dixon and Secretary Sakari Anderson. Members Cameron Hightower, Essayance Henderson, Victoria Harris, Joseph Baldwin, and Tarani Nance. Varsity cheer, Courtney Kutok and Tori Hoffman. Travis Tigers, the band, Michaela O'Leary, Travis Bell, Lawrence Gallagher, and Darcy Moore. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing the award-winning Manvel Maverick varsity cheerleaders. Maverick cheerleaders attend the Universal Cheerleaders Association cheer camp, in which they were announced as the first place game day champions. We would like to thank our many supporters for their generous donations. Our season will be dedicated to Larry and Lyndon Liptak. We miss you dearly, but we'll cheer with you in our heart. The 2014 Manvel Maverick varsity cheerleaders are sophomore, Regine Cortez. Sophomore, Vicky Guzman. Sophomore, Brianna Schatz. Junior, Kennedy Martin. Junior All-American, Kelsey McClary Davis. Senior, Tori Calvin. Senior All-American, Erica Honre. Shore. Freshman Kennedy Temple. Freshman Jordan Tijerna. Freshman Carly Gwynn. Freshman Haley Loggins. Freshman Star Lewis. Sophomore Maddie Gallier. Captain Freshman Camille Walters. Captain Freshman Maddie Engelman. Captain Sophomore Sarah Coker. Varsity Cheerleader Sophomore Allie Evans. Sophomore Taylor Fancher. Junior Natalie Asarni. Junior Caitlin Hendricks. Junior Lisa Rose. Senior Sierra McFarland. Senior Allie McLean. Senior Haley Mosley. Senior Christian Simone. Senior Shelby Stadfeld. Senior UCA All-American and Captain Tori Kaufeicher. Senior and Captain Lanny Malik. Senior UCA All-American and Captain Courtney Cook. Senior and mascot Toa the Tiger. Senior and team manager Keely Gill. Manvel Mavericks starting lineup. Offensive line number 54, junior Austin Myers. Number 61, senior Jonathan Alfred. Number 62, senior Donald Narcissus. Number 60, senior Daryl Henry. Number 71, junior Mackenzie Nawara. Backs, quarterback number 10, junior T. Eric King. And number 3, running back, senior Trayline Clay. Wide receivers number 5, Reggie Hemphill-Matz. Number 6, Sean Dykes. Number 2, Gary Haynes. And number 25, Hunter Hackmore. Fort Bend Travis starting lineup. Defensive lineman, number 99, Dominic Blair. Number 90, Jalen Hyde. Number 95, Keenan Broussard. Linebacker, senior, number 56, Jeremiah Jose. Number 17, Major Johnson. Number 44, Cleo Amati. And junior, number 42, Tyler Padgett. Defensive back, senior, number 7, Jason Short. Number 21, Marion Phillips. Number 20, Darius Doak. And number 2, Adam Beck.
Travis Tigers coming in here, Gerald. Looks like we're getting ready for a ball game here. Getting lined up here. Yes, sir. And here they come, Gerald. Travis Tigers right there coming on the field.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to TDECU Stadium for tonight's Texas UIL 6A Division II Area Championship game featuring Fort Bend Travis Tigers and the Manvel Mavericks. All fans needing to claim or report lost items should visit the guest services desk located near Gate 1. At the end of each game, all unclaimed items will be turned into UHPD. If you are separated from your child, please proceed to the nearest guest service desk for assistance. In addition, if you should find a child who is separated from his or her group, please request assistance from the nearest staff person or police officer. If outside of the stadium, please call 713-743-3333. Russell Peters almost famous sport tour. You've seen him in notorious games on Netflix on Red Rock and Brown on Comedy Central. Get ready for hilarious new material, crowd work, unexpected randomness. Russell Peters Live, Almost Famous World Tour at Colon Performance Hall. Saturday, January 24th. Tickets on sale now at entertainhouston.com.
Manvel, of course, comes in here, girl, 11 overall, 8-0 in district, and Kirk Martin as the head coach. And as I said, you spent some time with him today, handing out that 6A Ford player of the state. So Mr. King is, for those that haven't had an opportunity to watch him this year, going to be a lot of fun. He's a neat kid to watch, and and it's really cool. And if you didn't hear the pregame show, to listen to him talk, to understand, who he is as a person, who he is as a leader. I mean, I don't know how you make your value go up much more than it's done, and being 30 offers already. But the good thing is this kid really showed a lot of class today, and y'all's interview with him and the time you spent with him. And and that's one of the things. Aaron Glenn, as you know, is our business partner in our sports camps, and now the defensive back coach up for the Cleveland Browns. And character's becoming more and more important, even at the level of the NFL, because even colleges, when they're looking at these kids. So here we go.
Rifle bearers, Cadet Staff Sergeant Evan Aranda and Cadet Corporal Jonathan Bynum. The national anthem will be played by the Fort Bend Travis Tiger Band.
Phillips, number 21. Number 3 is going to be Steven Sims. Number
64.
Yes, number 64. Oh, kid. By the name.
Andrew Britton.
There we go. Thanks a lot there. There we go. Andrew Britton. And number.
Manvel won the kickoff, and they'll get the ball first here.
Manville's decided that this is going to go ahead, forget about taking it, deferring to the second half. They won the toss, and they're going to take the ball. That means that they're ready to get on the scoreboard first.
Number 95 there, Keenan Broussard coming off the field. Number 5, Coney Cunningham here for the Fort Bend Travis Tigers. And looking forward to this game tonight here. Just a matter of seconds away from a kickoff here, Gerald.
Well, it looks like the excitement is finally kind of set in, and we're going to get ready. And listen to this. How about how nice the evening has turned out? With all the rain that we've had, it has stopped, and it is a perfect calm breeze. Like you said, this is a tremendously wonderful stadium. It's the first time that I've been here, and I've heard so much about, the new $20 million sold out stadium, and this every bit is nice, and it's holding that wind back.
Yep,
It's a great
and
atmosphere.
Manville's going to send back there to receive it. Number 5, Reggie Hemphill Maps, and number 2, Gary Haynes. And let's see, number 30 here for Fort Bend will be getting the kicking duties.
Well, I want to tell you, those are 2 electrifying young men right there. We've talked about it.
Garrett Urban kicked off there. Number 2 going to take the kick right there for Manvel. Good coverage by Fort Bend right there, and he isn't going to make it back but to the 20-yard line.
Now listen, it looks like that's going to be Mr. Muhammad that was on that stop there for Travis, and they've kind of pinned him almost about the 20-yard line. I was going to say inside the 20, but looked like an 80-yard drive to go the length of the field for the Manvel Mavericks.
King in the gun there. Fakes the handoff. He's going to throw him first down. Got a man wide
Got a man
open. Wide open. Number 2 there.
Number 2, that's Gary.
Still on his feet. And he's going to go down to around the 12-yard line. The defender there got tangled up with him. He went down. And,
well, listen, Gary Haynes had to slow down a little bit because I really think Mr. King, he just didn't want to overthrow him on that throw. So he was wide open by 20 yards. He wanted to make sure that the pass was completed.
Darius Stokes there on the tackle. Here we go in a really different formation. King takes the snap, hands off to a deep man in the I-back. Got a little seam there and going to pick up, we'll call it 4 yards. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
That's Quaylen Clay. And listen, let me tell you, that's the first time I've seen them lined up in that formation. They had like 4 running backs in the backfield. They're lined up in it again.
Amata there on the tackle. Takes a snap, going to roll out here. Has a man there wide open. Number 21, going to be a touchdown for Manvel Mavericks.
Devon Penamon. Devon Penamon, number 21. Boy, he came with a misdirection. He was lined up on the right side of the field. We see this quite a bit where that tight end comes back across, and then everybody's going right except for that tight end who's lined up opposite. And it was wide open because it looked like they had a man-to-man coverage by the Travis team. Just a great design play.
Here's the PAT. Kick is up. Kick is good, and that will take us to break.
Listen, Julius Montano, the kicker, number 38, I'm going to say his name right off the bat because he is going to be much needed for the Manvel Mavericks to go on and do all the things that they want to do. And it's really nice to see him get a good kick. It was nice and high on the PAT. And like I said, he's going to be instrumental for the Manvel team to go very far in the playoffs.
And that's the thing, Gerald. They absolutely are instrumental. You know, in these closer games, as we've seen in the Pearland Manvel game here 2 weeks ago that we called, you know, there were an extra point missed, and then they went for two, and with 3:19 to go in that ball game, Pearland did, and you know, they didn't convert. So that was, you know, they had an opportunity. Manvel got the ball back and ran the clock out there and won that ball game.
Yes, and we always say when you miss something early like that, you know, they can come back to kind of bite you, and it did for Manvel because they obviously lost that game by 2 points, 35-33.
Sims.
Montano has the ball lined up on the left hand. He's kicking it.
Sims and Griffin back there. Looks like Sims going to take that kick right there. Going to fake a reverse, keep the ball himself, and going to be swarmed around the 10-yard line there. Great coverage. Looked like number 11.
Yes, number 11, Colin Scott. Boy, he's on top of it. And you were right. They faked the reverse, but it did not fool. I'm going to tell you, the Manvel High coverage team, they stayed at home, and they were fooled at all on that reverse. So that is just a great team by the coverage team in the kickoff special. Well, we're going to see kind of what Travis has. You kind of said it before. They come out with a spread form. They've got 4 wide and a single back formation.
Cody Cunningham's off to number 8 right there, and he's going to pick up a good solid.
Yeah.
That's going to be real close to a first down. Actually going to be marked out at the 19, Gerald.
And that's going to be Emmanuel Atoybe. And, boy, I want to tell you, like you said, they tried to spread it out and have that single back, and kind of went for about 8 yards right off the bat.
Jordan there on the tackle for Manvel. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, was going to throw, instead going to take it straight up the middle, and he's going to pick up a first down there. Good solid 4-yard gain, and that will give the Travis Tigers a 1st and 10. Ball going to be placed down at the 23-yard line.
He was hit extremely hard by number 91, Tyler Fuller. Man, he took a hit. And, boy, he keeps taking hits like that throughout the game. It's going to be a long afternoon for Mr. Cunningham.
Cunningham in the gun there, fakes it, going to hand off to the workhorse again. Going to go straight up the middle and pick up, we'll call it 3.5 yards there, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 7.
Once again, I want to tell you now, Colin Scott there, number 11, and he looks like he's playing either the outside linebacker coming from that free safety spot. He is really all over the field early in this ball game.
Atoybe with the big run there. Looks like number 14 now in the quarterback. Spencer Griffin, they got a really different formation here. Fakes it. He's going to throw the ball. Has a lot of time. Pocket collapsed there. And going to be tackled for a 3-yard loss there.
Yeah, we're talking about Steven Scott, one of the linebackers there. And listen, that play was well defended by the Manvel defense. I mean, everybody, all the defenders stayed at home. And when the quarterback took off, I mean, they really inspired him.
He did have Tyler Seymour out there to the right, though, Gerald open, but for some reason missed him there.
Didn't see him, right?
Griffin here in the pistol formation.
How about 3rd and 10? Key down for the Mavericks here. Key down.
Brings the Atoybe back there in the backfield with him. Going to hand off right there. Going to be well defensed by number 7 for Manvel there.
Yeah, Steven Sims came in motion, and, you see a lot of people running that where they come in motion, quarterback hikes the ball and, hands it to the receiver coming in. Did not fool anybody on the side there, and I want to tell you, just a great defensive stop.
Yeah, Carmouche did a real nice job there of keeping that play, not letting him get to the corner there and making that tackle. So it's going to bring up 4th and 11. And
we got Deontay Anderson back, also with Gary Hanks, and these are 2 dynamic return guys. Short kick, though. Short
ball
kick.
Going to hit on the ground and be touched there. So it's going to be placed down around the 44-yard line, and that's where Manvel will take over its second possession here.
Well, they're going to start again with great field position. Hey, listen, anytime that you get a chance to start the ball and you're at the midfield mark, I mean, that is key. It gives you such a short field. And, I mean, they're going to come out and really, really probably put some pressure on Travis. 1st and 10. Once again, here we go. We've got Manvel taking off. And here, Mr. King looked like he's going to get into the act here. And we've seen this.
To the 20, 15, 10, 5. Going to be a touchdown, Manvel.
Wow. He wanted to get involved in the game. And I want to say, Deadrick, he just does a phenomenal job. He is very hard to bring down in the open field. He hit the sideline, and he's just got so much speed. He never looked back again. I mean, he took that almost untouched. Almost untouched.
That'd be an understatement there. I think they call that pouring the Jets on.
Yeah, he really is one fast young man.
That's going to be good.
Once again, we've got a great kick by our place kicker Montano, and that's going to be good, putting us up 14-0. And what do we have here? Close to about half of the quarter is gone, and already we've got Manvel up with 2 touchdowns, and that's going to be impressive.
Looks like there may have been a flag over there on the field. That's going to make it 14-0 Manvel here just a handful of minutes into this first quarter. We have 8:17 to go.
Well, tour makes its way to University of Houston's Total Performance Hall on Saturday, April 4th at 7 p.m. This exciting show combines science, music, and food in a 2-hour extravaganza that's fun for the whole family. For more information and to buy tickets, visit entertainhouston.com.
Ball is placed in the middle of the field. Don't be surprised on this, Bert. He had the ball on the left hash mark last time and kicked it deep in the left corner. Don't be surprised if Mr. Montano kind of gives us a pooch kick where it's high in the air and kind of short to where, he may give his kickoff coverage team time to get on the ball. So I know they have that in their arsenal.
Sims and Griffin back there to return this kick, and after tackling him on the 10-yard line, Gerald, I doubt you see that. I imagine they'll just go ahead and kick this ball off with the coverage they had on that last play. Nope, you called it.
How about interesting? Just I would like to say I kind of predicted that one, but just like we talked about, you kick it real high. You kick it real high, and all you do is give your guys a chance to run down. Now, what the mistake that the Manvel player
didn't call for a fair catch there.
Call for a fair catch.
And
He made the ball live, and he instantly got hit, by our Manvel defender knocking the ball loose.
And Derek Tucker came up with that ball. They are talking about it, and nope, he did not wait for a fair catch.
Not wait for a fair catch.
Manvel's ball. 1st and 10, ball going to be placed down here around the 28-yard line.
Outstanding coaching by the special team coach there and Coach Martin. And I want to tell you, he had his staff real prepared for that.
King takes the snap, going to throw quickly out here to number 2. Good pursuit. Great pursuit by Travis Tigers there.
Yeah, it was Romero Phillips and one of the defensive tackles. But I got to tell you, though, it's just so interesting to kind of watch Gary Haynes, the wide receiver number 2 for Manvel. He took about 20 steps. He got a -2 yards, but he had about 20, ran maybe 10 yards in a circle to kind of achieve that.
Hands off there to number 2. Going to be a flag on the ground. Going to be curious to what that call is going to be. He's actually going to lose 4 yards there. Number 8 on the carry there for Travis Tigers. Well, it'll be interesting to see what they do here. They probably will decline that, being it's going to bring up second or third. It would be 3rd down, and we'll call it 16 or 2nd down and 21. So let's see what the coaching staff here does for the Tigers.
Interesting call.
That's kind of what I figured they were going to do right there, even though they're kind of moving the
Yeah, they
sticks
got to
around.
move it back because what they did, if they're going to decline it, then it's going to be a spot foul, and you can't march off 10 yards and say you decline it. You're still begging them for 20.
But he was
so,
tackled for a loss there, Gerald, so be interesting to see where they actually really put the ball down here.
Well, we've got 3rd and 11, so
Gerald, I don't believe that ball was put down at the right place there. And that's going to be a first down picked up there. Number 5 caught that pass out of King.
and that's future UT Reggie Hamphill on the quick snap. They're
Right
ready
up
to
the
go
middle
here.
right there.
They're ready to go. Quaylen K, play, and listen, they're getting lined up, and it looks like to me that Manvel's trying to pick up the pace. They're getting ready to go at the line of scrimmage, and they'll let maybe 10 or 12 seconds go off the clock and they'll snap the ball.
King takes the snap here, fakes it. He's going to throw again.
We got a touchdown by Sean Dykes. Mr. Dykes on the touchdown. Now, the defender, number 20, Darius Dokes, he fell down. And it didn't look like there was a lot of collision there. The referees have gotten together and they're talking about it. And it looked like we're going to have no flag on the play.
Kick up, kick
And it's
good. And that's going to make it Manvel 21, Fort Bend Travis 0.
You know, I'm trying to go back in my mind real quick as, we're getting ready for the kickoff here. And you know what? I think you are correct about that, Bert, because it wasn't a passing play. It was a running play, and he was tackled for a loss. So if you decline the penalty, then there's got to be at the place which was about 8 to 10 yards.
At least a
back.
good solid 6. I think it should have been 3rd down and 18
And
or 17. Instead, it was 3rd and 11. Not quite sure. They're down there talking right now, and I seen the coaches doing some chatting to them. So naturally, in that scenario, it was 2nd down and 11. So if they take the penalty, it would have brought up 2nd down and 21. If they decline it, it's where he was tackled at. But you know what? It's fast moving, a lot of parts going on there, and it's just one of those things. And
Go figure on this one, Bert. He is not the Manvel kicker, Montana, has not kicked the ball off in the same spot in any of 3 times. So he's got it on the right hash, and we're going left to right in the stadium. And he's got it on the right hash, and we'll see what he does this time.
he's going to kick this one off. Looks like Griffin going to take it right there. Going to come straight up. Got a little hole there. Going to make it out to the 35-yard line. Good solid run back there by Spencer Griffin. Instead of moving left and right, he moved north and south right there. Returned it for about 25 yards.
Yes, and we had Kalen Stokes on the tackle there for the Manvel coverage team. And listen, let me tell you something now. It looks like that's going to be a pretty good field position. It's got to be the best field position they've had thus far today, starting by the 36-yard line to start the drive.
Cunningham back in there in the gun, throws it out here to number 3. Got a blocker out front right there. Going to pick up about 7 yards right there. Good, I would call it 6. They'll bring up a 2nd down and 4.
Well, I want to tell you there, Steven Sims there took a quick hitch. Looked like, one of those wide receiver screens when you got 3 wide out there and just took the ball straight up the field. Good call.
Carnooch
Very
there
good
on the
call.
tackle. Got Cunningham in the gun. Atoa will be back there with him. Going to throw it again here. Has time. Going to air it out to number 14, Griffin. He is wide open, and he's going to take it to the house, Gerald. That there's what Fort Bend Travis Tigers needed, and that's going to make it 21-6. And Gerald, as we said with these teams, they're kind of like track meets. There's still 6:27 to go here in the first quarter.
Listen, Jordan Camarucci, all right, the DB there, let me tell you, the guy ran a perfect post corner move, and when he had that, he went like he was going to the corner, and I want to tell you, Jordan just completely got turned around there, the defensive back there, and I mean, that was one great route by Spencer Griffin.
Good
there.
hold, good kick, and that's going to be good. That's going to make it Manvel 21, Fort Bend Travis 7 with 6:27 to go here in the first quarter.
And just like you say, that's 7-on-7. That's a route that you've seen run. How many times when you go out there, when they're performing, going up and down the state? And let me tell you, the quarterback and receiver, they get on page and they can throw that pass in their sleep. I am just telling you. I mean, it just seems like we're talking about it's going to have a lot of aerial attack, because it's one thing, we're going to have a lot of good special teams and really key positions today. So I'm looking to see a lot of speed, guys.
Well, and the other thing is, too, when you see that happen, darn good and well that coaching staff upstairs, they'll go back to that, but they also have the opposite, where you do a little, fake the other way, and then you just take it on down the sideline and you throw the ball up there.
Yeah.
So they've got options here.
That's a good point. I'm going to make
Gary
sure to put that
Hayes.
one in.
Gary Hayes is back here.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's going to be
Hip
Gary.
Hill Maps.
Oh, Hip Hill is out. Well, they kind of alternate. DeAndre Anderson was back last time, and that's got to be the great thing for Coach Martin. When you got that many skilled positions, you're able to kind of switch and change up return men, from running back to receiver, and it's going to be.
Garrett Irvin's going to kick this one off, and it's going to be a good kick. He told him to take a knee, but he's going to bring it out right there. Got the 25, got a seam, broke a tackle, going to get out to the 35-yard line. So once again,
that's Gary Haynes. Gary Haynes, he is lightning and excitement in a bottle. The same young man I saw on the other line, to spend 20. He went right up the chute, and he must have faked out about at least 3 or 4 of the Travis defenders, and that is one special, because that was about
Adam
3
Beck
yards
right
deep.
there with a good tackle to save even a bigger gain. So once again, this is the third possession. I retract that. This is the fourth possession for Manvel, and we've seen this. First 4 possessions against Pearland, 28 points. So it'll be real interesting to see what they do with this one. King takes the snap, going to hand it off to number 3 right there. Big hole up the middle, and he's going to gain about 9 yards right there. That's Sims for Manvel.
Boy, that was another starter. O.C. Jeremiah, number 56, was in on the tackle for the Travis.
Wow, bouncing off people there. That's number,
That was a big hit now by Brandon Pruitt, number 2. Laid a lick on him, but I'm going to tell you, he ran right through that hit, and it was a big hit to gain another 3 or 4 yards. Once again, Manvel's lined up very quickly.
Going to throw the ball. He's going to air it out. Has a man and a drop pass right there. That's one for sure.
Yeah,
Gary Haynes would like to have back.
But listen, the more impressive thing, but how about the pass from Kings to hit him right square in the numbers on a direct pass coming across the field. Look how that ball hits him in stride. He never broke stride. I think he saw that end zone. He was looking at that pylon, because he sure looked like he had a bead on it if he would have caught that one.
Here we go. 2nd down and 10. Takes a snap. Going to throw the ball again. Looks like he's going to set up a screen to number 21 right there. And he's going to actually lose.
He's going to lose a little bit. Number 56 again. O.C. Jeremiah again. He stayed at home. He was lined up in his outside linebacker spot and made a picture perfect, and he wrapped up.
Yep, Penniman's going to lose about 3 yards right there. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down, and we'll call it 12 and a half here for Manvel Mavericks. King takes a snap, has some pressure here up the middle. This is where what a great open field tackle there by number 44.
Man, that was 44, Cleo Amati. Cleo Amati, what a great open field, because let me tell you, he is a very difficult man to bring down in the open field. So You got to
Gerald?
take your hats off to that young man.
We saw this 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, though. You know, this is their first stop. You know, they came out here. They gave 21 on the first three. They got an opportunity here to get the ball back. Takes the snap. Going to be a
Nice
good punt right
Really
there.
nice punt.
Number 4 is going to call for fair catch right there for Travis. Tigers.
And how about the great punt by Luke Harville? Luke Harville that ball was fine, and it hung up there a good 4+ seconds. And anytime being an ex-old return man, that ball hangs up there for more than 1,004, you better fair catch it.
Whitmer Brandon did a good job there fielding that ball, not letting that ball get on the ground and possibly giving them worse field position. So Travis Tigers will take over 1st and 10. Ball placed down on the 14-yard line.
Well, we talked about it now. Listen, that's going to give Travis a long field to go, but we're going to see how this Manvel defense holds up.
Cunningham in the pistol here. Takes it, going to throw the ball quick. That ball's going to be almost intercepted, knocked down by number 11 there from Manvel.
Colin Scott. Hey, listen, you know what? If Colin wouldn't have jumped on that one, he might would have intercepted that and just taken the end zone.
Absolutely.
But I know he was expecting that ball to be high over his head.
Here we go. Cunningham calling out some signals here. Got trips to the left. Takes a snap, hands it off to number 8 right there. Very, very patient run right there. They absolutely had that play stopped for a loss there, and he did a great job of hesitating right there. And that's why he has the stats coming into this game. Atoive with a great run right there.
Yeah, he was very patient. You know, we always used to say, hey, you got to be slow to the hole, but you got to be fast through it, and that's what he did on that play.
Going to bring up a 3rd down, and we'll call it 4 here. Atoive in the backfield, Cunningham in the pistol. Now he moves back to the shotgun. Takes a snap, going to run a read option right there. Going to be great pursuit by Manvel. Going to be tackled for actually a 1-yard loss, so that's going to bring up a 4th down and 5.
Joey Mahea, the defensive tackle there, listen, he didn't even give him an option of that pitch read. What he did is he straddled it. Because, you know, they've got that read option, and he's just reading that outside defender. Well, he was in between, and when he made his move to make a keep there, I mean, he just dove inside, and that's just a great defensive play by that young man. And I think that's another young man that's going to be high.
We got Anderson back here, and we have
almost blocked.
Gary Haynes. Ball's going to hit on the ground. Neither one of them are going to get an opportunity to return it. And it's going to be downed at the same place it was on the last possession, 44-yard line. And that's where Manvel will take over 1st and 10.
Listen, Brandon Bell coming from the outside, he was extremely close to blocking that kick. And I don't know if he might have got a hand on it, but he did cause that kicker to kind of do a pooch kick and maybe for about 25, 30 yards. So once again, the Manvel Mavericks are going to come in and have tremendous starting field position starting at about the 44, 45-yard line. King's going to take the snap again.
Hands it off straight up the middle there. Another great open field tackle by number 7 right there.
Boy, that's going to be Jack Raines, number 7, coming from his safety spot. And listen, he's lined up about 8-9 yards deep, so that's a quick read by that free safety. And look like they're going to have double safeties on both sides by the Manvel defense.
Manvel's going with a completely different formation here, kind of in a punt formation. King takes it, fakes the handoff. He's going to air it up top again.
Number 5, listen, what a great, that's Reggie Hampill again. And like we said about that young man, he's already committed to go to the University of Texas. He did a great job by slowing down and making the calls. Now, I'm going to assume that's got to be pass interference because the defender never looked back. And it's just a great job by the receiver. Almost went up and made a circus catch, what we used to say, over the back of the defender.
So that is going to be pass interference on the defense. That's going to move the ball down to, it looks like, around the 40-yard line of Fort Bend Travis there. So that's where Manvel will continue this drive. King's going to be in the gun here, and this is a formation I've seen a lot of. 5 wide, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Man coverage on both sides. Brings the man in motion, fakes the handoff. King keeps it himself, breaks the tackle right there, and it's hit hard right there by number
that's
21.
Romario Phillips. You know, I think, man, that kid really likes to hit. This is about the second big hit we've talked about. And that's kind of one way to slow down Mr. King.
Still picked up 7. Drops back, had pressure right there, but he just extended the play. And they are going to give him a catch there, and that's going to be a first down. Picked up about 5 yards right there. Looked like number 6 on the reception.
Number 6 is going to be Sean Dykes. Number 6 is on the reception. But what about the patience of King? You know, he's got defenders that are coming at him, you know, and he's going to run to the sideline. I thought he was just going to throw it away, and then all of a sudden he sees Mr. Dykes on the sideline, picks up another first down.
Takes the snap, hands off right there to number 3. And big number 44 with a nice tackle there. Possibly did no gain there on the play. So that'll bring up second down and 10.
Yeah, that's Cleo Almighty again from his linebacker spot. Look like we've got an injury. Look like Mr. Milestead is coming off for the Travis Tigers, number 99. A little bit of a shoulder injury, and he's got his replacement on. Number 3. Yeah, we've got number 3 there.
Quaylen Calais in the backfield with him here. Got some pressure right there. He airs it out, has a man, and that's number 2 again, our man. Gary Haynes.
Listen, I mean, those guys have run that. Do you know that was a back shoulder fade route? That was a back shoulder to where the defender is in front of him, so he threw it in the back shoulder, and God, he just made an awesome catch coming back to the football.
Going to throw it out here. Had him open, but that ball's going to hit the turf. That ball's a little underthrown. That's the first bad pass I've really seen him throw tonight, Gerald.
Yeah, I think he was being rushed by O.C. Jeremiah, the linebacker, 56, looked like was coming on a blitz. And, he wanted to get that ball out of his hand very quickly.
Second down and 10 from the 10. King takes a snap, has time, has a man wide open. Wow. And that's going to be another touchdown.
Listen, the first thing
Dykes there with that reception.
We talk about the touchdown. I wish you could see the block that Quaylen Clay made on number 56 Jeremiah, because listen, he has to cut that defender so that he gets his hands down so he's not in the throw lane. I know it's perfect how he's coached every bit of that, so that's just an outstanding job. And that's kind of what, the Manvel team is built about. Everybody being accountable for each and every play.
PA temps up, PA temps are good, and that's going to make it Manvel 28, Fort Bend Travis 7.
Boy, I can just see how they work hand in hand. Dice get all the credit there for the touchdown, but really it was set up by Quaylen Clay there, because like I said again, what an outstanding block. Well, we've been here before, Bert. They jumped out on Pearland, scored 28 points in the first quarter. And once again, in the first quarter, Manvel has scored 28 points. So, like you say, they like to jump on you very quickly. Well, I don't think I have to worry about talking about our kicker again. And he's going to run out of spots if he keeps kicking off. He's got it on the right hash mark this time. Slightly inside.
Got North Shore on top of clear.
And Spencer Griffin again. And this
another
is
short kick, and he is going to call a fair catch right there.
Oh, man.
And that's going to be 15 more added to it.
That is.
Nice job there by number 4, Whitmer Brandon. Whitmer Brandon there. So the ball's going to be fielded at the 30 plus 15, so they're going to start this possession first and 10 around the 45-yard line.
Sometimes when everything's going your way, you just have that mental block. And I'm pretty sure the defender had his head down, and he didn't see the fair catch. And it's interesting. I know a lot of people, you don't have to. All you have to do is one complete wave. That's it, to signify that I'm going to have a fair catch and make that ball dead. Well, this is definitely the best field position that the Tigers from the 44-yard line that it started from. So we'll see what Mr. Cunningham and Force has up their sleeve here a little bit.
What a disciplined defense there. Number 28 for.
We're talking about Shane Jackson. Talking about staying at home. He's playing that from his outside defensive tackle position, and he can't let anybody get outside of him. And that was an inside reverse. And like you said, he stayed at home very disciplined. And, I mean, that's just very impressive. Well coached.
Cunningham in the gun here. Brings the man in motion, pitches it right there to number 3. Has a blocker out front. Good job of getting the corner there. And he's going to get to around the 50-yard line and pick up 10 yards. So that's going to bring up a 3rd down, and we'll call it 4 yards. And that was number 5, Cody Cunningham.
Once again, a great block by the wide receiver, number 12, Travis Cooper.
Yep.
He had to hold that block a long time.
Steven Sims is who he pitched it to there. Good run by Sims right there. Has some time here. Gonna air it out. Oh, right off his fingertips.
Right off the fingertips
Wow.
of Steven Sims, the wide receiver. He ran a great poach route. I mean, he had a step on his defender, but I mean, it was just slightly overthrown. Oh, and that, you know, and that's on a 3rd down and about 4. So, boy, I know they wish they kind of had that one back. I think from this position there, I think the Manvel team has to watch out for a fake punt, maybe to kind of change the momentum a little bit. The punt was by Bruce Bump, number 1. He kind of got under that bird a little bit, kind of went sky high for about 20 yards, so they're still going to get pretty good field position, but they're going to start about the 30-yard line. Well, we're going to see if the old Manvel Mavericks are going to put the gas pump and put the pedal down and see if they can come down and score another 7 on this, I think this is about the 6th drive.
King in the gun here. Takes the snap, hands off. Breaks the tackle right there. What a good, solid run right there by
Devon
Penniman. He did a nice job right there, being patient. Going to pick up, we'll call it 6 yards. So it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 4.
I think this is the first time we've seen Devon in the backfield, so it looked like they're kind of changing off their
Moving
tailback
people
position.
in motion. That's going to be a false start right there. A couple men moving. Brought a receiver in motion. It looked like the back may have started there a little too early, too. So that's going to move them back 5, bring up a 2nd down and 9 yards.
Well, it'll make this one kind of interesting. It's still second and about 8. So
Yeah, we'll call it 8 yards there. King takes the snap. A
He's
lot
under
of pressure
pressure.
right there. But once again, just showing the speed of being able to move out there. And again,
he's
Gary
elusive.
Haynes.
He's elusive. I mean, he is hard to tackle. You saw at least 5 Travis defenders had him sucked in, and all of a sudden he just takes a move. He gets on the outside of that defender. I want to tell you, I don't care at any level, that is very hard to do.
And that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. And
The
we're
best
gonna
high school
right here.
football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all vying to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. The best high school football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all vying to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to Ticketmaster.com. Friday high school football isn't over till you watch High School Scoreboard live. Final scores, big plays, plus the DQ Big Game of the Week.
Be a part of the most watched high school football show in Texas.
Friday nights on Fox Sports Southwest.
All right, Joe, we're back live here. I'm going to go around some scores. Actually, we're going to go back to action right here. And then I'll get you some scores around the area here in just a couple minutes. King takes the snap here, 1st and 10.
He's had
Survey
a lot
in the
of
field.
time.
Lots of time right there. Big number 91 chasing him, and he did once again. Got the outside, got outside the pocket. Instead of losing 8 yards, threw the ball away.
I bet you DeAndre McDonald, number 91, the defensive end, is saying, I've never seen a guy like this. I've got him, he's in the backfield. I've got him, to my inside, and, I mean, he has no problem getting around the edge with all that speed he has, and that's going to be quite a fate for them all evening.
Here we go. He takes the snap. Got time, wide open right down the middle. Receiver breaks a couple of tackles right there. And number 7 again going to get the tackle there for Travis after a big gain.
Yeah, number 7, but it was Romero Phillips with another hard hit. But listen, number 25 there, Hunter, I mean, he went
Hagthorne,
right through.
right there,
that
holy
hit.
cow, he's already running it back again. That one's going to come back. It's going to be a holding call right there on the outside. So that one's a touchdown for now.
It looks like Todd Maxwell, the wide receiver there, is either going to get called for a hold or a clip. Might be a black in the block. I couldn't tell from this position. It's probably a hold. Once we look at the replay, it looks like
Going around the area, we got Cinco Ranch, 6. Cypress Ranch, 7. Lamar, 7. Cy-Fair, 7. Pearland and Dickinson are tied up at 7. Katy is up 31-0 over Memorial. West Orange is up 14-7 over Giddings. Lamarck is up 7-0 over Sweeney.
Why you said that, and that Pearland Dickinson, those are 2 undefeated teams. So neither one of those teams has had a defeat thus far this in the season.
King takes the snap. Got a little pressure there, but once
Are
again,
you kidding me?
does what he does. Breaks 2 or 3 tackles, still on his feet, and he's going to look like what was going to be a 10-yard loss and turn it into about a 1-yard gain there.
I saw OC number 56, OC Jeremiah. He just threw his hands up. He's like, what do I have to do? I've got him wrapped up, and he just, he's very elusive. He spins out of that tackle. Saved him about, 10, 15 yards?
Hands the ball there to Haynes on the end around, or receiver around, and boy, what a nice tackle there by number 56.
Yeah, OC Jeremiah get on that tackle. I think he might be a little upset that he missed that tackle on King, so he's able to come back, and he had a sure tackle, made sure he wrapped up on Gary Haynes.
Here we go, 3rd and 5 for the Mavericks. Ball going to be placed down right at the 21-yard line. And
kind of a key down for Travis. I mean, they would like to kind of hold Manvel off from getting his first down here.
King in a gun, quick throw out here, wide open man. And he's going to make a first down right there, number 4. Austin Alexis there with the reception.
On that formation, it was amazing. They had someone over the receiver, but they came with a corner blitz. And King just read it, and where the blitz came from, he threw from the same guy where it came from.
Spencer Griffin there on the tackle. King once again moving around the pocket. Trouble, rushed out, breaking tackles, going to make it, we'll call it the 8-yard line. So that's going to bring up 2nd and goal from around the 8.
Well, we've got a timeout, so it looked like, I don't know if it's official timeout. I don't see any hardware on the field.
Looked like the Manvel coaches were a little frustrated with something going on right there. So I'm not quite sure if they're the ones that called timeout before that play actually took place, or whether they're going to let this play go. I'm not quite sure what the call is going to be here.
Looks like we got some confusion with the officials. Well, we're going to get an explanation right now.
So it's going to be holding on the defense.
Now listen, number 20 is lined up on the numbers to the right hash, and the ball's on the left hash. So I'm assuming that what the official was talking about is that it had nothing to do with the play. But, I mean, I guess if he's holding, so they have to make a call.
Handoff straight up the middle right there. Going to be real close. Going to be tackled at the 1 there.
Quaylen Clay, number 3.
Clay on the hard run there.
Boy, that's a
Host
hard run
of...
right off the bat. Once again, number 95, Keenan Broussard, piled up in the middle of the field from that nose guard position with that big stop.
King takes a snap there straight up. That's going to be a touchdown.
Yeah, Broussard again on the stop, but it's in the end zone.
Yeah, that was Clay again on the run straight up the middle there, and that's going to make it 34-7 Manvel right now. So, Gerald, this is one of those games that, you know, we've seen this high-powered offense. It looked like a couple possessions that Travis had stopped them, and we've seen a game, you know, a couple of weeks ago where, you know, the Oilers out of Pearland did that and ended up being a 35-33 game. But this defense here is going to have to find a way to slow down Mr. King. I don't know if that's putting a spy on him or what that's doing, but
I'm telling you right
they're going to
now,
have to
Bert,
figure something out.
And King sees they're not getting lined up. So there's some confusion, like you're saying, on that Tiger defense. And if they can't get lined up, I mean, they're going to have a hard time stopping them from scoring each and every time because they're going quick at the line of scrimmage. I mean, they're not, you know, huddling up. So all the plays are being called at the line of scrimmage from the Manvel Mavericks.
One of the things in watching them play, you know, 2 weeks ago in that game we called, it was like with 5 receivers and then bringing one in motion, you only have 11 men. And you got to have 5 of them defending the guys that they're lining up in the formation. So very, very difficult. Exactly. Okay. Very, very difficult to put a spy on whenever you have that many people that are responsible, because you leave everybody in one-on-one man coverage there. So without a doubt, this offensive coordinator, head coach for Manvel has done a great job of putting a game plan together.
And the kids have done a great job in execution of
Griffin back there to receive this kick. Going to be kicked off, though, to Brandon Pruitt. And Pruitt's going to take a knee right there. I apologize. Steven Sims going to take a knee right there. And Fort Bend Travis will take over 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line.
Well, I want to tell you, I think Travis needs to kind of get something rolling. Not necessarily come up with the touchdown, but they've got to be able to keep their defense off the field. That's another thing. If your defense stays on the field.
Gerald, with 9 minutes to go in the second quarter and down 35-7, partner, they need a touchdown.
They need a touchdown. I guess you say you beg to differ for that, huh?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to call it a little different than that one. If I'm the head coach, I've got to come up with some way to get a drive here, take some minutes off the clock. Cunningham takes a snap, hands off straight up the middle there. Big hard run right there. Looks like he's going to gain about 4 yards. That was number 8, Atoyebe. And I want to make sure, Gerald, I need some help on pronouncing this name.
It's Atoyebe.
Atoyebe. All right. Emmanuel. I can say Emmanuel very, very easy. But boy, this kid's running hard downhill.
He's a good-sized young man. He's coming out of the ball game, but he looks to be about a good 220 pounds or so.
And looked like number 3 going to go in the backfield. Sims there with him. Going to be a quick little pass out here. Got some blockers out front. Going to pick up about 2 yards on that one. Boy, what nice pursuit there by the defense.
Number 7, Jordan Kamuche. Boy, he filled in. I mean, he came like a blur coming from that outside linebacker spot. But I will tell you now, that's just going to be just a quick screen, and they just wasn't fooling. They do a good job of just standing home. And once again, you know what? I'm just saying something. Jordan Camache, he is following and just shadowing number 3 all over.
Griffin here at quarterback this go round too. So they're switching this up here. Going to fake the handoff right there. Going to be backside. And I think he's going to be lucky to get back to line of scrimmage. Once again, Manvel staying at home.
Jordan
And
Camacho again. I mean, he's just staying at home. I mean, his defenders are going away. Normally in high school, you see those defenders just chase down. Well, guess what? He just stops. He waits for the play to come back at him.
And Bryce Bump's going to come in here to do the punting duties for
Fourth and
Fort
short.
Bend Travis. 4th and 1 here from the 34-yard line.
They're going to go ahead and punt it away. I thought they might, take a shot at maybe a little bit of a fake. And he got a good roll on that. Good roll on that.
Yes, he did. Ball going to go down there. And I want to go with some scores here around the area. We've got some updates. North Shore up 21-20 over Clear Springs. Cy-Fair up 14-10 over Lamar. Pearland and Dickinson with 7:11 to go here in the second quarter. Still tied up 7-7. And I'll get some more scores here. And as we continue to go to break, we'll keep you updated on what's going on around
Everybody was talking
around
about that
the
particular game with
local
Pearland
area.
and Dickinson because they, like I said, they were both coming into the game undefeated. So that one probably goes down to the wire.
Once again, C. King right there, man, wide open downfield. And boy, he's hit hard there. Number
what a
20.
lick by Darius Dokes, number 20. I mean, he is ringing his bell, but both players hop right up. Just kind of let you know how good our equipment is in high school. Because
And Penniman did a great job
He did
of
a
maintaining possession of that ball because without doubt, that was a hard lick right there. And a legal hit. Hit him in the
Very
middle of
legal
the
hit.
chest. Once again, he's got him wide open. That one's going to be a little overthrown right there. Had great pressure there by looked like number 98 there with the pursuit. So
Yeah, that's-
number 99, I
That's going
apologize.
to be Javars Milstad again, number 99, coming from his outside. Listen, then number 4, Austin Alexis, was the first time we've called that name from the wide receiver spot, and that was the intended receiver. Once again, he's pressured again. Oh God, you just can't coach that, Bert. You cannot coach what you're seeing, between your eyes. I mean, there's 5 people got him, and he's jumping from side to side. We've got an injury right up. And, I wanted to say earlier, it looked like number 21 is injured, Romero Phillips. He did get up on his own accord, but no, they're moving the chain, so they're going to go ahead and let play resume.
Ball going to be placed down at the 15-yard line here.
We got to stop and play. We got an official timeout.
Probably resetting the 25-second clock there.
Exactly.
Putting 25 back on it and restarting it here. Timeout going to be taken by Travis, and we're going to go to break here, Gerald.
Download the Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Follow your team, get live scores, plus make game picks. And it all links up with Facebook and Twitter. Change the way you watch high school football. Download for free the Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app.
Only one network is big enough to cover the great state of Texas. And only one show travels across the state to get the skinny on high school sports every week, all year long. You want the best in high school sports? Catch High School Spotlight on Fox Sports Southwest.
Gerald, I'm sure they're trying to figure out here, how many number 10s, how many Mr. Kings are there on the field right now?
Bert, between the timeout, I was mentioning you, hey, he reminds me a lot by a guy by the name of Jacuz Rogers. They had 2 twins that were out in Richmond, Rosenberg. Mr. Rogers plays for the Atlanta Falcons right now, and that's the last time we've seen anybody in this area that has quickness and speed like this young man. He reminds me a lot of that young man. He's the running back for the Atlanta Falcons right now.
And it's just amazing the downfield presence he has, regardless of how much pressure he has coming on him. Takes a snap here, going to hand off. Going to be a solid run right there. What a nice play. Tackled by a host of people, but he's going to pick up 11 years right there.
Yeah, number 7, Jack runs.
That was Clay again.
And
Clay's
Clay.
running hard here.
Yeah,
tonight.
Clay, I mean, he was very, and runs downhill.
You know, and Clay is their leading rusher, coming in, averaging 7.93, 11 touchdowns, has 714 yards for the season.
Well,
Clay
it looks
has
like
the
he
ball
can add
again, and
another
he's
touchdown
gonna,
to that.
There we go. We're going to give him 4 more yards and another touchdown, and I think that's number 2 or number 3 for him.
Well, it's going to be interesting. He gets up gipping a little bit, and we can kind of see him hobbling off to the side. You know, I mean, a lot of times when you run, I bet he's carried the ball at least a half a dozen times already in the first half. And, I mean, he runs hard.
Well, that's going to make it 41-7 here, 6:10 to go in the second quarter. Good snap, good hold, kick is good. 42-7.
This is
We'll be back right here after break.
And he's the built Ford tough. And listen, we all know that Ford builds their trucks very tough, and you are one tough cookie. And congratulations on being Player of the Week, okay, of Week 11. And I just wanted to kind of come talk to you a little bit. I know you've got a very important game this evening, and I first want to tell you congratulations on a great, great season thus far. And so that's quite impressive. How do you keep up the motivation each and every week for your teammates?
I mean, my teammates motivate me a lot. We just want to come out there every game and play as hard as we can to get the win.
Get the win, okay?
Sims back to return this kick.
Sims and Griffin. They could probably use something smart. A big return. Look like it's going to be Sims.
Sims takes the ball right there. Found a little seam right there, but
It
once
closed
again,
in a hurry.
closed very, very quickly. Yeah, and that's the other thing. You know, as you're watching this Manvel team, what discipline. These kids all stay in their lanes. And that's stuff you learn, you know, and again, that's why they have the program they have. These coaches do a phenomenal job of coaching these kids. You do not stay in your lanes the way they just did there.
Nobody chasing out of position. Nobody is out of position. I mean, they have their job to do, and, you know, they kind of complete that each and every play.
All right, we got Cunningham in the gun here. Takes the snap, has a little time, going to throw it out there to his workhorse, Atoybe, and he's going to pick up, we'll call it 3 yards right there. Nice open field tackle right there. Leonard Owens there on that tackle.
All right, once again, we got a trips right formation. See what they got, something a little different in store.
Cunningham looking over for his read from his coaches here. Atoybe in the shotgun formation here with him. Takes a snap, has a little time, has a man right there. And that ball's going to be, that ball.
It looked like it's caught by number 3, which is going to be Sims. And let me tell you, Shane Jackson, number 28, was riding his back all the way to the ground.
They're going to call that ball incomplete right there. And
boy, the Travis Tigers can't catch a break, huh? I mean, that looked like it could have been a completion. Officials got together and called it incomplete.
Yeah, that was the right call. The ball did hit the ground there. I think they had a little of assistance there. But at the end of the day, the ball did hit the ground, so it was the correct call. Cunningham takes a snap, has a little time. Wow, what a hit there by big number 44.
Sean Sims. And you want to say big hit. I mean, what a picture-perfect tackle. That's when you call sticking your helmet in the chest of the defender, the offender there. So, golly, like you're saying, I mean, they're not letting up off the gas pedal.
And that's 5'11", 260, so that's a big hit.
Wow. How about a power pack? I mean, that's bringing a ton.
And he's a junior also.
Ooh, almost a block by number 23. William Lockett. I mean, he came from that outside spot. William Lockett, and he came very close to blocking that kid.
Anderson with a nice job there of calling for the fair catch and taking the ball in. So Manvel will take over here. Ball going to be placed down at the 43-yard line. Manvel up 42-7 here in this ball game.
You know, sometimes you got to look for a play. If you're the Travis Tigers there, I mean, you got to look for something to spark your football team, whether it's a fumble, a big hit, an interception. It's just got to be something to ignite them, or they're going to see a lot of Mr. King all evening.
Well, we got number 46 in there at run, Gerald.
This time we've seen Brandon McCarthy, and I thought I saw a different number. I just couldn't see it until he, took the handoff. He takes the handoff and get another 11 yards.
Like you said, after the amount of carries that Mr. Clay had, but you're up 42-7. You want to get this second, and want to give them an opportunity to put the hand on the ball right here. Once again, King keeps it, keeping his eyes downfield. Going to be caught by.
What about the hands of Gary Haynes?
Gary Haynes catching that ball.
Did you see that catch with his hands? And then as he's getting tackled, the ball goes in one hand. He must have hands like mittens.
Yeah, but I'm still impressed with the way King stayed in the pocket,
Yeah,
waited. And watching the replay here, then he just rolls out, keeping his eyes downfield. Very easily could have tucked that up and run for 10, 15 yards. Instead, throws it right down the field and hits his wide open receiver. King back to throw, surveying the field, throws it over here, and what a big hit
number
right
56.
there.
Omar.
Alexis there.
I mean, you have two Travis guys that are on the turf, and what a great catch. And he held on to the catch.
Austin Alexis, in most cases, should have took the worst end of that lick, but actually you've still got a couple of Travis's players down. Now
Like
they're
I
on their
said,
off the field.
Jeremiah is just, a beast. He really laid the wood, and he got up off the turf. Quite impressive. You know something? We haven't said this, but let's get back to the action first.
Stokes in the backfield there, send him in motion. Hands off right there to number 46.
Yeah.
And guess what?
That's Brandon McCarthy.
And that's going to be his first touchdown of the night. And that's going to put Manvel up 48-7 here with 3:14 to go in the second quarter.
Listen, this is the first time we mentioned it, but King, this is what Johnny Manziel must have looked like in high school. It has to be a resemblance of that because he's very elusive. But I've got to tell you, Bert, he is a tremendous passer on the move. Okay,
It's good right there.
Yeah,
So we'll break here, Gerald, in just a couple minutes, and we'll be back with some more scores here in a little bit.
Download the Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app. Follow your team, get live scores, plus make game picks, and it all links up with Facebook and Twitter. Change the way you watch high school football. Download for free the Fox Sports Southwest Football Friday app.
Only one network is big enough to cover the great state of Texas, and only one show travels across the state to get the skinny on high school sports every week, all year long. You want the best in high school sports? Catch High School Spotlight on Fox Sports Southwest.
Griffin and Sims back here, another pooch kick here. Ball's going to be taken right there around the 20-yard line.
That's Jack Rams, number 7. Jack Rams. He's got a seam.
Good block right there. Going to bring the ball back, and that was
great open field tackle by number 33, Zach Milcher.
Whipper Brandon did a good job of focusing there and catching that ball because he ran into his own man there and then did a great job of bringing that ball back all the way across field there. And
well, he ran into his own man twice.
Yep.
The young man that's hurt on the 20 also ran into him as he started.
We're going to go to break here again.
Number 7, I want to tell you, wonderful.
The body is incredibly powerful. It's nimble and fluid. But sometimes we push it too far. That's when you need the strength of Memorial Hermann and our body of affiliated orthopedic specialists. With our Iron Man Sports Medicine Institute, they not only get your body back to where it was, they get it to go further. It's what makes us more than just hospitals. We are a body of experts. Memorial Hermann, advancing health.
Changing up the formation, look like the plays a little bit here.
Going to throw it quick right there. Going to be real close to a first down. Looked like he's going to come up about a yard short there. That was
Steven
Sims.
Sims did a great job. That ball is thrown slightly behind him by Cunningham. He had to reach behind. Other than that, I think he would have picked up the first down.
Yep, did a nice job of adjusting his body there.
A very, very important 3rd and short for the Travis Tigers.
Handoff right there up the middle, and that's going to be a big first down right there. And a toy baby with a big run, and boy, they needed that.
Yeah, Jason McCoachy again on the stop. But like you say, they needed that. And it looks like a Toy Bay is really got his head down, and he's going to pick up some nice, tough yards. He's running hard.
Takes a snap there. Going to be a penalty throw there, so I'm not quite sure what this will be. Actually going to lose a yard on the play there, though.
Yeah, number 19, Jared Tucker. You know, one of the things I know if I was playing the Manvel team is it's tough to get on the outside of them. They got a lot of athletes that can run, so
a lot of speed.
Anytime that you're talking about getting around the corner, pick up, it's just that's running east and west. And I think it's, you got to go north and south.
Going to be face mask.
It's against Manvel, huh?
Against the Mavericks, so that's going to give 15 yards, automatic first down. Ball going to be placed down around the 17-yard line.
How about the Tigers in the red zone, all right, for the first time tonight? They're inside the 20-yard line.
Cunningham, a Toy Bay. in the pistol here. Takes a snap, hands off. Got a blocker out front, being patient there. Cuts back up the middle. Going to be a really solid run there. Going to pick up about 5 yards on that play. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 5. Atoibe did a nice job there of being patient, getting on the hip pocket of number 75 there, is big lineman. And then when he got an opportunity to cut back, he cut back up on a hole there and did a nice job of picking up positive yards.
A very, very patient run. And, he needs to have more of that because that's a solid run. Just follow your blocker, like you said.
Cam takes a snap, fakes it here, rolls last time, throws it, and that's going to pick up about 2 yards, maybe even 3. So that's going to bring up a 3rd down, and we'll call it 4 yards here.
Good stop by Zach Mosley. Kind of bring him up short, like you said, it's 3rd.
Seymour with the reception there. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Cunningham and Atoibe in the backfield. Has a little time here, has a man wide open in the middle, and that's our man, number 4.
Whitmar Brandon.
And that's going to be a touchdown right there.
Great job. And that was a good formation.
Yes, it was.
That was a good, they spread him out.
Yep, and then he slow walked himself back in motion and did a complete drag route right over the middle there and come wide open there. So
a great job by the offensive coordinator. Give it up for Travis, the Tigers here, because, like you're saying, you got to kind of come in formation. He was wide open and took it up, stuck in the end zone. A much-needed touchdown.
Good snap, good hold, kick up. Kick is good, and that's going to make it Manvel 49, Fort Bend Travis 14, and we have 29 seconds to go here in this half. So we're going to stay here. Normally we'd go to break right here, but with 29 seconds to go, we'll stay here and get ready for a halftime show, because what we're going to do tonight is we're going to actually follow the bands in here and put on a halftime show here. And then when the bands finish up before the teams come back out, we will talk about what's all going on, get you caught up to speed with all the games that are around the district and around the area. And as I'm looking down here, trying to look at some scores, my assistant here will help me get scores.
Well, one of the good things you want to mention is the Tigers have to be very, very happy to get a score because you get some momentum. Man, football is a game of momentum. It's peaks and valleys. So, anything that you can get going into halftime is a big plus. And I know things haven't looked so good for them so far, but that was a good drive and finish with a touchdown.
Joe, when you're down 49-7, trust me, you're looking for small victories. You know that. And that was definitely a victory there. Good drive, took time off the clock, scored a touchdown. Going to be a pooch kick here. Going to be way for a fair catch there by number 5, Reggie Hemphill Maps. And so ball going to be placed down at the 31-yard line with 29 seconds to go here in the half. Be interesting to see what Manvel does. Are they going to run this clock out, or are they going to do what you said? Are they going to, go ahead and try to get some more points?
Put that gas pedal down again, huh? I'm not sure if he knows how to take a knee, so he may only know one direction, and that is, full throttle ahead. And actually, they're coming out in a spread formation, so offensive linemen are wide splits.
Going to hand off right there, straight up the middle to number 46. Going to pick up, we'll call it 7 yards. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 4. And the Manvel coaches are saying, come on, guys, we're going to half. And we're going to take this in at halftime. Manvel 49, Fort Bend Travis 14. I'm Bert Brocker.
There's Gerald McNeil. We'll see you on the second half.
And one more time here, I did just get some updates here on some scores that I want to go. Cy-Fair 14, Lamar 10. Dickinson's leading Pearland right now, 14-7. Katy up 41-0 over Memorial. West Orange Stark is up 14-7 over Giddings. and we'll be back here in about 15 to 20 minutes. Y'all have a great halftime show.